Hey everyone, and welcome to another live challenger commentary from a SkillCapped expert. This guide comes from our website, skillcapped.com, where we have over 500 Smurf commentaries by the top players and coaches, teaching you exactly how to escape the rank that you're stuck in. There's 14 brand new commentaries added each week, and a site-exclusive feature where our challenger experts will answer any and all questions that you have. All of this and so much more can be unlocked at our website, skillcapped.com, so click the link in the description below, head to skillcapped.com, and get the rank you've always wanted.
Hey everyone, and welcome to SkillCapped's Smurf Commentaries. My name is Evnus, I'm a Challenger 80 carry, and in this game we are playing Ezreal in Gold Elo. We're going to be running the Triforce build with Ezreal, the one that has been creeping up ever since Triforce got buffed and Essence River got nerfed. I think it's on patch 11.7 or 11.6. Ezreal in general, pretty passive champion. I'm going to be playing against Jinx and Yuumi, which are even more passive. I need to be able to pressure in this lane because in this particular game, I'm playing against a bot lane that scales even harder, and they don't really have early pressure because Jinx and Yuumi have really weak level 1s. So hopefully Morgana will be able to set up a binding for me or something like that. Otherwise, I should still be looking to land a lot of Qs in lane, making sure that we continue exerting pressure because the early game and the mid game, essentially up to Ezreal's like 2 to 3 item power spike, is essentially the only window I have where I am almost objectively stronger than Jinx. So if the game goes even until 2 to 3 items, then Jinx is actually very happy with that situation. So I want to avoid having that happen. We also have a Lee Sin going against Kha'Zix. Lee Sin's going to start on red, and we don't know where Kha'Zix is starting, but I assume he's going to start blue. That means we don't have to care about level 3 SkillCapped. If Kha'Zix starts top, as in red, for his first camp, then I'll have to be careful for level 3 SkillCapped down at bot side because he might gank me after that, while my Lee Sin would be top side instead. So now we're gonna walk into lane, and what we pretty much want to do is we want to push them off the wave. We don't really want to shove the wave or anything like that. We just want to push them off the wave. Morgana missed her binding, so I shouldn't have even stepped up there, but I wanted to like push them out of the bush, but Morgana was also not on the same page with that one, but that's okay. We're gonna hit level 2 first. This is what we want to focus on. If we hit level 2 first, we're going to have that extra ability. Morgana missed her binding again. And now she won't be able to pressure with us when we have our level 2, which is incredibly unfortunate. This is definitely suboptimal because Morgana has missed all of her binding so far, and our level 2 lead is completely diminished, right? That's going to be unfortunate. It's going to happen sometimes. You're just going to have to play hoping that she'll eventually land one. It's not much I can do at this point, so I'm just gonna try and shove the wave and have it bounce to me, right? Because they can now hold the freeze, right? Because I'm down on resources and everything. I'm down on resources because I took a couple bad trades, just like trusting my support, right? And it's not bad to trust your support, but after they pull a couple of mistakes in a row, you have to be more careful of how much you trust them. So at this point, I just want to shove and probably even base because I'm pretty low on mana. The next wave isn't a siege wave, so they can probably just shove it in, but they might take a little bit of time to realize that we're actually based, so that might be advantageous to us. Ideally, you want Sheen first because Sheen gives you a pretty good power spike. Because of the base damage it gives you for every Q. It's helpful for trading, not really for all-ins, but for Ezreal, that's pretty much what you're going to be looking for anyway in lane. But I didn't have enough gold, so I went for tier. And at this point, they didn't shove the wave, and their wave is going to slow push into us now. I don't have an extra, I don't have combat advantage by building Tear of the Goddess. So all I pretty much have is the potion advantage and like getting to reset for full HP and mana. That's pretty much all I have over the enemies at the moment. Morgana has to base, so that's going to be a little bit unfortunate because we're going to have to deal with a 1v2 lane, and I don't think I can pressure this. I'm missing every single W as well, so I'm not going to be able to dish out as much damage as I hoped. Landing skill shots is very crucial to actually pressuring as Ezreal, and I'm just not doing that. Could be a bad game, or it could be just like something's off about my gameplay. I don't know what it is, but you're just gonna miss skill shots sometimes. You can't hit all of them. So at this point, I want to lock Jinx in lane because I'm scaling through my tier, and she's essentially is just sitting and waiting for an opportunity to base, which if you never give her an opportunity to base by holding the wave and letting the wave push in, then she's not going to base. She's not going to have that item advantage over you. Those are really good movements from Jinx, actually, for at least in gold elo. I'm going to keep the wave pushing. They probably are going to base at this point because they're pretty low. Morgana is shoving my wave, so this is going to mean that my wave is completely screwed, I think. Oh, Jinx ended up staying for Siege Minion. But this wave is like a lot harder to slow push now. It's kind of RNG, but it looks like it's going to continue being a slow push. The reason why I say it's RNG is because sometimes when the wave is in the middle, like the minion targeting might just be super unlucky, even if they have like one extra minion. And you might just end up having your wave slow push anyway. Jinx there looked like they backed, so I'm just going to back as well, seeing that this is looking to be a slow push. They're going to lose more minions, right? So we can go back by our Sheen, which again, as I said, pretty good item spike. They're going to have... She might have enough gold for a Noon Quiver, but I highly doubt it. She's probably going to have like a pickaxe or boots or something like that. So at this point, we're just going back to lane, and we're going to see what she has. Yep. Exactly, pickaxe and boots. And our support and jungler are doing dragon right now, so we're just going to respect that because we don't want to pressure, like force anything when our teammates are not here to help us, right? So just pretty much try and maintain the freeze. You don't want to push because Morgana has shown a tendency to not be able to like land her Qs, which means if you push in the wave, you're going to give Jinx access to the wave, and it's much better to push her out of her comfort zone and also like make her think about like an incoming gank or something because we just got dragon, right? So this is exactly what you want to see. Just pressure them off the wave. It doesn't really matter if we actually hit them. Oh, that doesn't look like a hit. It doesn't really matter if we actually hit our skill shots or not, as long as they we force them off the wave. There's not gonna be a freeze anymore though. This is gonna start to be a slow push. But it seems like Jinx is casually pushing the lane back into us, slowly but surely. Yeah, so she's trying to shove in the wave. We're gonna hit level 6 first because of how we've managed our wave so far. And it seems like their jungler is bots, which means that they can just look for a dive. I'm gonna ward through here. I see their jungler walking through dragon now, so we can pretty much stay without like being scared of a dive or something like that, because Jinx and Yuumi, not even level 6 yet, have really low chance of killing me under tower. I also have my summoners. Ezreal's level 6 doesn't really change your game plan. It's pretty much the same, because his ulti is basically just the raw damage ability. So you're pretty much going to be doing the same things, but you have the addition of looking for... You have the additional possibility of looking for an ulti angle, like going into Fog of War and just shooting it for some raw damage. Okay, I'm just gonna flash here because I don't wanna die to that. Okay, that was a pretty bad ulti. I thought I wouldn't think that Jinx would walk into me like that, but that ended up happening. So we're just going to have baited the enemy into our team. That was pretty intentional to bait because I saw Lee Sin was going to bot side. I didn't make a note of it, but that was pretty much what I was looking for. As soon as Morgana started walking up, you like pay attention to the map and observe why like she's doing that. She's doing that because Lee Sin is following up for the gank, right? So knowing that, you can just play semi-aggressively, but also just make sure you don't like play aggressively to the point where you will die from like just trying too hard to bait, right? So you just bait a little bit and that's completely fine. Going back here, we have enough gold for our Hearthbound X, and we do have enough gold for a Ruby Crystal, which in my opinion, at 10 minutes, a Ruby Crystal is just going to be better than refillable pots because it gives you more than one full charge of refillable pot, as well as you don't have to remember to use it, right? So I always prefer building Ruby Crystal over refillable potion, just selling refillable potion for that Ruby Crystal. If you have if it's past 10 minutes, right? So that like your health, the opportunities in which you will acknowledge that you need to use a refillable potion will be a lot less the longer the game goes on, because just more things are happening and people just do more damage. Ouch. So the wave needs to be shoved into me again, because as you notice, they are pretty much sitting like all the way back towards their tower, and this is ideal for them. They want to sit as far back as possible because that means we can't punish them, right? We need our Morgana. I need my Morgana to like pressure them off the wave, and the easier way to do that is just to make them step up farther. But Morgana keeps pushing my wave, and that's going to happen a lot of time in lower elo as well. You're just not going to get to manage your wave as well as you'd like. And I took a little bit of extra damage there because I got hit by both Jinx W and Yumi Q. At this point, I'm kind of lost. I can't really do much because Morgana just permanently shoves my wave, and then Jinx can just safely farm under her tower, pretty much. So I'm going to look to roam instead. Hopefully I can get some type of kill participation going on in the middle lane. Also, we can try and look to pressure for Dragon, if that makes sense. But since Lee Sin goes for a Rift Herald, we no longer can go for the Dragon anymore, right? Because we don't have the smite. So instead, we're just gonna help Renekton on this mid tower. And we're gonna walk back bot as well because Morgana just died. So Jinx is gonna hard push the bot wave, seeing that Morgana is dead, right? So we're gonna go bot ASAP to pick up the wave. And what else are we noting? We also are pretty close to our Triforce, so that is going to be pretty good for us. We see Renekton walking down river. We can start walking up right about now. Use E to dodge Jinx W. And pretty much just follow up on the Renekton. But Kha'Zix E flashes forward. Ends up killing me there, even though he's level 7. But the resulting play should be good for us because more of their members died than ours, so we should have a numbers advantage. But that doesn't look like the case. Seems like people are just getting outplayed, so we're to go ahead, get our Triforce, get our boots, and now we're rotating mid because that's the next closest source of gold, right? A lot of times when you exit base, you just want to walk towards the next nearest source of gold. In this case, it's going to be the mid lane. So we're going to go mid lane, and that is the proper macro in this scenario because we can't go bots. If we go top, we're just going to be trying to fix a bad wave, and that's not really what you want to do as AD carry, because that just means it's inefficient. You're getting less gold because a lot more minions die. So just go to the next closest source of golds, and then shove out the wave, and then rotate to your team, right? Veigar's gonna show up mid. Dragon's still up. We don't have a control word. We used our control word. It got cleared by Yuumi. And then we're gonna ulti now. See if this hits anybody. It hit Kha'Zix, but it didn't end up doing anything. So at this point, I think I could have just been mid lane again, but you also don't want to be in a lane where there's no tower, right? As an AD carry, you do the most DPS to towers. You want to basically go to the lane that has the furthest up tower. And then Jinx here could be caught out by Lee Sin, but this also could be a bait, so we're going to play a little bit precautious. Play a little bit precautious. I meant play it with caution. So here, the Riftchild is going to get the tower. We need to make sure it goes to the next tower as well. Pretty much just went for skill shots because I know he was going to go for the ward, right? So that pretty much makes it a guaranteed angle for me to land my skill shot. Riftchild is not going to get another charge though, because Kha'Zix can just smite it. Kha'Zix can definitely just smite it, or Sion could do that as well. Alright, I'm dead, so I'm just gonna walk up because I want my teammates to get out, but Lee Sin W to me, so he's gonna end up dying too. That's gonna be a tad bit unfortunate. We're going to finish our Lucidity boots. The nerfs on it, making it 50 extra gold. Slightly unfortunate, but it's still a good item. I would still buy it on Ezreal. He doesn't really have better options. And now, notice all the waves are like pushed up, or they're like a bad wave, like the spot wave, which is gonna like push further in. So instead, we're going to go for our jungle camps because that is the closest source of gold, right? We're to blue board to make sure Kha'Zix isn't sitting there waiting for me. And we're gonna try and avoid to checking these bushes or like walking up for that, because Kha'Zix could be stepping up for that, or like hiding in one of the bushes to pick me as well. But as soon as I saw the little wraith going back to the wraith camp, I knew that Kha'Zix was basically kiting the camp away, so he's probably out of the jungle by then. So Jinx is starting to get in a comfort zone where she's going to be doing just as well as me. It's not much I could have done about that, in my opinion. But I still have Muramana Power Spike that's still going to make me more powerful than Jinx. So we can still wait. We don't have to panic yet. But at this point, we can just... We can just step up and try and look to kill, because Yuumi backed. So that pretty much means that Jinx, when he stepped up there, he was alone, right? Because Yuumi based, like if he wasn't alone, they still don't have any form of like hard engage. I still had flash and everything, and I don't think Veigar would have. I don't think Veigar was there, so. So pretty much that's why I eat forward and look to kill her, but Sion ended up being there, blocking skill shots and whatnot, so she ends up living. At this point, we're going to want to basically just group with our team and pick up any CS we can. That was not the proper insect angle I would have wanted to see, but that could have been my fault as well, since I'm the second interaction in that combo, right? Because he kicks first and then I ulti. So this is suboptimal. This is kind of suboptimal because we can't do anything. We have no one to hit. But we do have 360 stacks on our tier. So as soon as we get mana immune, it will turn into mirror mana. So that's pretty good for us. We're gonna shove out the mid wave, and I mean, I'm gonna be hitting this guy. Hopefully doing some type of damage. Seralda is gonna be third item because this guy is a tanky boy. So we're gonna need to find a way to do damage to him, right? And Seralda's armor pen really important versus tanks, as well as Blade of the Rune King, HP percent damage. We don't want Lord Dominic's because that gives us crit. So that's pretty much the item we want to avoid building. And Seralda's is just really nice because it allows your abilities to slow. So if you hit one, it makes your next one's really easy. So that's why we're going to be building Seralda's third. We also want to finish Mirror Mana first because our tier is fully stacked, so we want that power spike as soon as possible. At this point, we're going for the furthest tower up. Same concept as I said earlier. Pretty much want to go for the furthest tower because that's the safest tower to go for, but also because it's pretty much just because it's the safest tower to go for. The enemies have to walk the furthest up to actually stop you from hitting it, and your teammates are also have the most freedom to rotate to that portion of the map. Missing my Qs, not ideal. We also have shared a lot of XP with Lux just because she's been sitting in the mid lane with us. But we're gonna want to shove out this mid wave constantly until we get the tower. We pretty much have nothing else to do at the moment. There's no dragon. We can't do Baron really. So that's pretty much why we're just gonna sit mid. All right. I'm gonna die here probably. Dustblade is not fair. Oh, we ended up killing him. That's pretty good. Okay. So we're gonna get our Mirror Mana there. I actually got really lucky. If this was higher level of play, that wouldn't have been allowed, right? Because Kha'Zix would have just been able to one-tap me as soon as he walked in the bush for vision. But he pretty much didn't click on me, and I had time to auto him one last time, and that pretty much gave me enough damage to kill him. So I don't think we could do Baron right now, but they have no vision, so we can try. They likely have no vision because we haven't seen them walk in that quadrant of the map, so we can just walk towards our team, take the Baron, and that should give us enough stats to possibly close out this game. There is some things going on right about here. Pretty much just looking to hit skill shots on Veigar because he's probably the biggest threat. Or he's not the biggest threat. Kha'Zix is the biggest threat technically because he has smite, but Veigar is the one who can actually kill all of us. So that's why we're poking Veigar, because even if Kha'Zix steals the Baron, if Veigar is low, we're not going to die in any way. So we can go for the enemy blue now. Blue is also really important. Keeping your mana up, and I don't have Essence Retriever, so I don't have a source of mana regen. So we can go ahead, take the enemy blue, take the enemy Gromp, and then walk to mid. No idea why they're fighting right now, but sometimes it's just gonna happen. So we pretty much lose two Baron buffs, and we also lose pressure. So instead, I'm gonna spend this time farming my own jungle camps. I could push mid wave as well, but Renekton is there, so I don't want to share XP. Right, and then gonna go for Krugs after this Raptor camp. And this should give us enough gold to get Last Whisper, which is really good for Scion, right? And we won't have enough gold for a longsword, so we're going to invest in a control ward instead. We're going to pop down the control ward on the dragon. That's going to be spawning in 1 minute. That's going to be our drag soul. And we can just spam E to move around. Generally, you should do that, but especially if you have blue buff, it is good to spam E because you're not going to be, it's not going to cost you any mana, basically. So just gonna steal the enemy rat camp because I have no other source of gold on the map that's anywhere remotely close to the dragon. Looks like this game might just be over, actually, because my team is killing all of them. Didn't really expect this to happen. It's not supposed to happen, but we might end up ending the game at this point. Maybe not. Maybe not. We only have 2 people here. Lee Sin's soloing dragon. This is very uncoordinated. So we're just going to get the middle inhibitor that just respawns. And then we're gonna rotate for the enemy jungle camps, right? Because that's the next source of gold for us. Lee Sin hopefully isn't gonna rob all our jungle camps, but he's just gonna do that. So we're just gonna go get SkillCapped then instead, and then get his Wraith camp as well. So we're gonna get the SkillCapped, and this is not enough gold, not nearly enough gold for Serylda's. We could sell our control ward to get a Caulfield's Warhammer, but I'm just gonna find a place to pop it down first, probably near Baron, because Baron is the next objective that spawns. So we're gonna pop it down right here. And then we're also gonna look to see if the enemy red buff is up. It's not, so we're gonna go mid, clear the wave that's being shoved, continue to apply pressure. And ideally, we wanted to base for a Caulfield's Warhammer, I feel, but it's also okay to just wait. It's also okay to just wait for enough gold to buy the complete item. But I'm pretty sure this game is going to end right about here. There's actually might not be. There's some people are opting to dive a Scion that we do not do damage to, so we might actually just not end the game here. But okay. I can pretty much one-shot Jinx here. Use Flash for Scion Q. He didn't even charge up his Q. I wasted my ulti there. And we're gonna live by a sliver of health. That's not ideal, but it's okay. It's okay for the time being. We have Serylda's, and we want our hold up. How much gold do I have? We want our Blade of the Ring King. I'm just gonna wait for pickaxe gold, to be honest. I have to wait like 10 seconds for it. Objective is spawning soon anyway, and I'll be on time for it. I rarely have anything to do. Before then, so I'm just gonna wait for the pickaxe and then go for red and then rotate to the Baron. So this Baron should be easy to get. We have control wards around the area, and we have 2 inhibitors pressuring the enemy base as well, so we should be a-okay in getting this Baron. Team seems like they are not on the same page, so we're just going to spend this time getting our jungle camps. If our team is not on the same page, we can just do jungle camps in the meantime. And maybe they'll be on the same page eventually, but it seems like they're picking Jinx, so the game might just end off a pick. Baron is a lot more guaranteed and probably would have been the easier and correct call, but my teammates pulled it off, so that's going to be pretty nice for us. We're to cast our ulti, look to maybe like kill Veigar or something, but it was a miss. Pretty much just throwing out skill shots at this point. Focus Veigar if we can. Ouch, 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 ouch. Okay, we just keep running. Okay. Alright. So Jinx here could kill us, but okay, that was a pretty close ulti. That was a pretty close ulti. So I think we should be able to just end the game at this point. I'm just gonna ulti and one-shot Yuumi if she steps out of base. Gotta pad our damage charts a little bit. Okay. I could just play for kills at this point, I think. Nah, this game's not gonna end. Okay, so that's it for this commentary. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
And remember, this guide comes from our website skillcapped.com, where we have over 500 Smurf commentaries by the top players and coaches teaching you exactly how to escape the rank that you're stuck in. Not only that, but we release 14 brand new Smurf commentaries with cutting edge builds and meta champions every single week. And if that wasn't enough, we have a site exclusive feature where you can ask the Challenger expert any question you want, anything you're struggling with or confused about, and are guaranteed a response by them. All of this can be unlocked for as little as $5 a month and is backed by our rank improvement guarantee. That means a full refund if you don't improve. That's not all, you also get the most comprehensive League of Legends training on the internet with over 900 videos and 150 courses teaching you exactly what you need to know to improve. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description below, head to skillcapped.com and join the hundreds of thousands of satisfied SkillCapped members and get that rank you've always wanted.